Thank you, Chairman Creighton. My name is Sherry Sylvester, and I'm a distinguished senior fellow at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. I want to begin by congratulating you and the committee for your leadership in the passage of the strongest and most effective anti-DEI legislation in the country. But we've always known that ensuring compliance with SB 17 would not be enough to change the culture of our campuses, which continue to revolve around identity politics, gender and race theory, and a bedrock belief that America is built and maintained on systemic racism, oppression, and privilege. We saw this vividly at the committee's last hearing in May, the tragedy of what DEI has done to the young minds of Texans. Many of the students who testified didn't seem to be able to say who they were, instead describing what they were. I am a racial identity. I am a gender identity. I am a sexual preference identity. DEI dictates that individualism is racist, so they have lost who they are. More than a few of the students were so overcome with emotion because the DEI program was closing down that they could not hold back their tears. Remember this, one woman said she was emotionally exhausted. Another sobbed that she was ashamed to have graduated from the University of Texas. Texas taxpayers make billion-dollar investments in Texas public universities every year to prepare these students to launch productive and prosperous lives and participate in Texas's thriving global economy. They won't be able to do that with these misguided and frankly pathetic worldviews. That's why it's critical that this committee look deeply into what is being taught and in university classrooms. How did so many students become so radically misinformed? I did just a quick search of the course catalog at UT. TPPF will get you one that's much more precise, but I just want to show you this. Just looking at the course names, there are over 400 courses that include the word gender. That's the big line on the end. Nearly 200 include race and identity. By comparison, less than 5% include the U.S. Federalist Papers, the Declaration of Independence. None included Abraham Lincoln. The curriculum, like curriculums at all Texas universities, are developed by faculty, senates, and councils who insist, as recently as last week at A&M, that they are charged with designing the curriculum. But the question is, charged by whom? Texas Code establishes a 42-course core curriculum that gives that charge to the boards of regents, Higher Education Coordinating Board, with making sure that it's followed. Faculty is not mentioned in the code. Still, at Texas A&M last week, the Faculty Senate refused to inactivate the LGBTQ Studies minor as directed. When they were overridden by a dean and the provost, they adamantly proclaimed that they have the, quote, final say on oversight of the curriculum. These faculty groups are mistaken. They frequently insist that their power comes from university accreditors that require so-called, quote, shared governance. But shared governance is also not in the Texas Code. Former President Trump and President-elect Trump initiated changes to shut down corruption in the university accreditation process during his first term, and he has promised even broader accreditation reforms going forward. Senator Middleton's got a bill coming down the pike looking at accreditation. But ensuring that accreditors in Texas cannot compel universities to break state law. Just one more point regarding Senate Bill 25 that we talked about and those flag courses at UT and how they actually work. A student may arrive at UT thinking she has fulfilled her core curriculum requirement for U.S. and Texas history, only to learn that she has not taken a course to satisfy UT's, quote, cultural diversity in the U.S. flag, which largely includes courses on marginal cultures. Similarly, a student may have taken courses to fulfill quantitative literacy in the core curriculum, only to learn that to graduate at UT, they must take a flag course called quantitative reasoning, like numbering race, which is a course on African American the diaspora. They're not just duplicative, they are a creation of faculty designed to insert an ideological requirement in the curriculum. I'm glad to hear they're going to be reviewed. We've got to, just let me wrap this up, we've got to eliminate the overreach in faculty control over the curriculum. Just a couple of things you could do. Currently, faculty senates vote on courses and curriculum with secret ballots. If they're going to continue to operate on public university campuses, at a minimum, these votes must be public, and all the curriculum proposals discussed here should be available to public. The meetings should be open, they should be live streamed online. Most anti-DEI reformers, including me, believe that university administrators, not faculty, are the dominant force in propagating and maintaining ideological indoctrination on campuses. And we must do that. We must reduce the administrative bloat. But if we're going to refocus our universities on their mission of open inquiry and freedom of speech, we've got to take a look at the curriculum and who's controlling it.
Thank you, Ms. Sylvester.